Hi my loves! Today we are going to do a cooking video. I've not done a cooking video before, so I'm really excited about this. Every time I post my homemade macaroni and cheese on Instagram, everybody goes nuts and wants the recipe. So I was like, well, why not? Let's just make it together. Do you guys ever just need like a cozy, like comfort food day? I do today, so we're gonna make our macaroni and cheese. We're doing things a little bit different. As you guys notice, I'm a little dressed down today, which is fine. I got the fuzzy slippers and the sweatpants. It's totally fine. But let's get started. Don't mind me. So this is an interesting fact about this recipe. It is actually my mom's recipe, but she got it from her middle school culinary class. Here is the original recipe card with my mom's middle school handwriting. We've tweaked it a little bit over the years, but I'm gonna be following this. Shout out to you, Mom. And let's get started cooking this delicious, delicious mac and cheese, everyone's favorite. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is boil some water, and we are going to need 1.5 cups of elbow macaroni. It's a little too much. I love cooking. I don't do it a ton because I don't like, fun fact about me, I don't like leftovers. So if it's just me at my house, I don't like to cook too often unless it's stuff I can just make for one person. But I do love cooking and baking. I really love to bake. I'm probably a better baker than chef. What do you think, Mom? Do you think so? Say what's up, Mom. She's shaking it. Okay. All right. So we put our macaroni in. You need just like a spoon like this, or just anything to stir. So we're gonna let the macaroni boil while we start on the sauce. So you need a bigger pan like that. I have this on like a higher heat just because we want it to cook quickly. Now you need a medium saucepan, and we're gonna set this here. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna put in there is butter. You need, let's see, we need 4 tablespoons of butter. This is salted butter. And on here, you can see the tablespoons. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So half stick of butter is what we need. And we're gonna put half stick. I never promised this was gonna be the healthiest thing, guys, but it tastes amazing. So we're gonna throw the butter in there, and a trick that I like to do is when it's in there, just cut it up into smaller chunks once you've measured it out, just so it'll melt more quickly. So let's turn this on. I'm gonna put this on like medium heat, so we don't want to burn the butter or anything like that. And I think basically if we're gonna get all fancy, we're making I guess a type of a roux. I've heard that. So we're gonna add flour. So this is the base of our sauce for the mac and cheese. Okay. So we're gonna let our butter melt, and while that's melting, we are going to do 2 tablespoons of flour. All right, butter's melting, so I'm gonna grab tablespoon, and this is just all-purpose flour. I'm sure you guys can use whatever kind of flour you are used to, but we just use all-purpose. So it's 1, 2. Okay, so I want this to be a little bit thicker, so I'm actually gonna add 1 more tablespoon. So that brings us to 3 tablespoons. Okay, so now you can have a look at what we got going. I turned this kind of way down. So you wanna use one of these little bendy forks. I don't know the proper name for that. And you wanna be stirring because you don't want any lumps in this. Okay, now we have our flour and butter. We need 2 cups of milk. This is just reduced fat milk. Again, if y'all wanna use whatever kind of milk fits your fancy. Fits your fancy, that's a new one. Go for it. Okay, so we have our flour and our butter. Now I'm pouring in the milk. All right, now I'm gonna turn the heat back up because we want this to bubble a little bit. So we're gonna stir this up. And while that's stirring, I'm gonna be stirring the macaroni. So you gotta be on your game when you're making this, guys. There's no downtime, really. All right, so we just wanna keep stirring and stirring and stirring this sauce. While this is all coming together, we want to preheat the oven. We are going to do it at 375. So I'm going to hit bake 375, start. So we want to preheat that baby. I'm really sad that I don't have my apron. I have an apron at my house. It's cute. The key to this recipe is Colby Longhorn cheese. About 90% of the people that I talk to about this recipe have no idea what Colby Longhorn cheese is. I don't know if it's like a Maryland thing, I grew up in Maryland or what, but you need about a pound of it for this recipe. So while this is getting ready to bubble, we are going to add our cheese. So these are obviously larger slices. I break this up and we're gonna add this to our sauce. I normally do like 2 to 3 pieces. So want to immediately start stirring so it does not burn. I'm on medium heat. And again, so this cheese is gonna melt and everything is gonna come together and it's gonna get a lot thicker of a sauce. So while we have a quick second, I turned off the macaroni. We're gonna strain it, so you just need a strainer. So you're gonna go over the sink. Obviously don't put your face right over this because it's gonna steam up. And you're just gonna strain that so all of the water is out. And then you can either let it in the strainer for a second until the sauce is done, or you can put it back in here. I'm just gonna throw it back in here and take it off of the heat. So now we are back to stirring. Okay, you can see in this pot right now that it's starting to thicken and become a little orange. So it's starting to get where we want it to go. And you can always add more cheese, whatever you want. I mean, you guys can make this your own. This is just our recipe, so whatever y'all want to do to kind of jazz it up for your own preference is totally fine. I can't tell you how it's going to turn out, but... All right, so this is really starting to bubble now. So our sauce is about done. So we're just gonna stir, stir, stir. But the sauce is done. You can see it's thicker now and it's bubbling at the sides. So I'm gonna turn off the heat. And now we have our macaroni here. So we're gonna transfer the sauce into the macaroni. It smells so good. I wish you guys could smell this. It's so cheesy. Okay, so now we're gonna take our spoon. We are mixing. You see how nice and saucy this is? Wow. Oh yeah, amazing. Okay, now the next step is you wanna get a pan, a ceramic or glass or whatever you have, and we're gonna layer. That's another key to this recipe. So we're gonna pour a layer of noodles. We're gonna do a layer of cheese underneath. So you see how perfect that is. Now we're gonna do another layer of noodles. This looks like it's gonna turn out to be a 3-layer guy. So depending on your pan is how many layers, you know, how deep your dish is will be how many layers. Okay. You just want to make sure all the noodles are covered. And then the final layer, I want all the sauce, so I'm gonna just get all the extra sauce. I like my macaroni and cheese very saucy. Okay, that worked out perfect. And then for the top layer, I kind of do a little bit extra cheese. So we're gonna do the normal 2 to cover it. And then I'm gonna do another piece, and I might do 1 more just because I like it extra cheesy. What do you think, Mom? Yeah? Mm-hmm. This is Mama Amezcua's recipe. Thank her for all the goodness your mouth is about to taste. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of push it all together and it is nice and ready to go into the oven. So let's wait for that to heat up and I'll put it on in. So we are ready and preheated. I'm gonna stick this baby in the oven. So I have my parents have a convection oven. So I'm going to bake this for about 20 minutes, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it. If you don't have a convection oven, then you may need a little bit longer. My rule of thumb is always set the timer for like 5 minutes before it says, just so you can double check it, because I would rather have to wait longer than have something burnt. So I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes and I'll see you in a second. Moment of truth. Oh yeah. Look at that cheesy, bubbly goodness. Oh, you can see it has just a little bit of crispness to the top, but not too much, not overdone. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna dig in. Gotta get myself a bowl. Oh my goodness. So we wanna use our spoon, you guys. I am gonna do 2 heaping spoonfuls because I always go back for seconds. So, oh my goodness, and I want a little bit of the cheese from the top because I like the crunch. I just want to show you guys, obviously, that I eat the food that I make, but holy cow. Blow on it. Does anyone else do that? I feel like 5 years old when I still do that, but it does the trick. The best batch I've made in a really long time, not gonna lie. Promise, like straight up. Oh yeah. All right, go make this, and I want you to send me pictures. If you do, send them to me on Instagram. That does it for me. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my mac and cheese. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want some more Chef Ange in the house videos, or if you're like, girls, stick to fashion and beauty and on all that stuff. But comment below and let me know any recipes you may want me to try to cook for you guys. Maybe this could be like a new thing. And as always, please make sure to subscribe to my channel so you get notification when a new video is out, and head over to my Instagram at 𝐥𝐫𝐿7 and hit the follow button there as well. All right, have a good day, guys. See ya. Oh my gosh, why can't I get this right? Ah!